Okay, yes. Everything is working. Welcome to what you will think is a very polished live stream of reviewing these new babies, DS. So for your viewing pleasure, you guys can come in, you can ask questions, all that. We're going to actually depackage a few of these. I have not hit these, and to prove it to you, I have not opened them. The only one that's been opened, just because it already was, is the Max model, the 10K model. But you will take my word for it that the others have not been hit. We got some shafts to try. We got the new adapter to try, settings to try. You guys can, to some degree, be interactive. I'm going to try to stay on topic. It's not exactly my strength, and try to keep things moving so you're not here for 4 hours. But know that if you say something that you want to see, it can be relayed to me because I'm literally looking at the screen. Amazing studio. Crazy good studio. So, yeah, I think we should just get into it. So I was briefly introduced to these, so I am not unfamiliar. It's not that I'm seeing these for the first time, but I'm certainly hitting them for the first time. You see me okay there? Is that fine? I'm certainly hitting them for the first time and testing the adapter myself for the first time. So I have been given the information that, let's just say I opened a new account with Cobra. I just opened my business, said, hey, Cobra, can I have an account? Sure. They ship me my demos. This comes in, it tells me how to kind of use the adapter. That's basically all we're talking about. And if you bought a driver, you get it too. So I think a good test of whether it's reasonably intuitive is, I have not practiced with it, that's for sure. So let's see how easy it is to use. And then more importantly, let's see how much you can adjust the ball flight, because I believe we're talking about 16 yards side to side, which is a lot. A lot of yardage to claim, but knowing a lot of other adapters, I actually don't think that's likely to be an issue. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw more, because even on a Titleist sleeve, for example, when I put it most flat, open, and low, for example, well, never mind the loft. Let's just say most flat and open versus most closed and upright. I think their sleeve would be quite a few yards at my particular club head speed. So I'm guessing at my speed, you will see the 16 yards be not a problem. It will probably be more like 25, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Sound good? So models. I'm not going to exactly be the product guy because nobody wants to hear that from me anyway, but to me, the newest edition, the head that didn't exist last year is the 10K head. Does that focus off there, bud? It's a little blurry. This should be better. So 10K head, that is the true new one. Sexy. It is a sexy thing, it really is. We will discuss the looks later, but I must say that I really like this trend of the alignment thing. I know tour player feedback has really been driving, but I don't know. This is a really nice version. The GT is a very nice version. The head looks, I think, the way that people hoped a Cobra head would continue to look. Like it didn't all of a sudden come back pink this year or orange. I think that's a good choice. The crown, I think, is deliberately, is deliberately a little bit more divided up and segmented, because I think the feedback was that a lot of players, amateur and professional, found it hard to align the face with such a smooth, seamless crown that visually looked really nice. It was my favorite, but I can see how someone's like, I don't really tell where this face is pointed. So I think it's fair. So it's a good looking head. I will say it doesn't look like in my hand it would be a 10K head. I think the address position, we'll probably see it. It's definitely, it's on the flattened out side. But if you're looking for a 10K driver that's probably the best address position, I haven't even addressed it yet. It's probably this, if I'm being totally objective. I don't think the other drivers look that good in comparison. What do you want to do next? Middle one? Yeah. I think we should take some plastic off. And they said it couldn't be done on live television, and we did it anyway. So this is the X model, which in dark speed last year, I kind of thought was their best overall. It was very much like a TSR2 or a GT2 from this year. A very good, solid, all-around performer. I do not like these plastic pieces, so I'm taking them off. Obviously lower MOI, lower spin. Launch, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing lower launch. And just probably a more traditional shape, but again, it's very, very GT shape kind of thing. Probably a bit bigger in profile than GT2, but I'm not sure until I see it down by the ball, but it's obviously a good-looking driver. The color accents are subtle, which I think is a good choice. It's still blacked out, but the X is tiny bit blue. The draw, which I'll show you, the Max D, is a reddish. And then the silver's on the Max, and then the blacked out, super stealthy one is the LS. I think that's a good choice. Remarkable restraint to not go, oh, we were all black last year, and now we decide to lose our minds and make something silly. So this thing is cool. I'm gonna say I'm kind of gonna fit myself for these today. My guess is that this will be the driver that if you ask me, you have 20 minutes, you're gonna go play golf, which one do you wanna play golf with? My guess is it's this one. The only reason it would not be, is if A, I get really good launch and spin from this and it's more forgiving and I hit more fairways at, call it not many yards wasted. And then the only way it would be this one, which I will de-plastic, which is the LS. Are we all right over there? Oh, my buddy Al. Big Al. My boy. Okay. This guy is, yeah, I mean, this is the, oop, it's all right, more plastic. You good? Okay. This one is obviously the sexy one. It will probably make my thumbnail later if I decide to change it. Yeah, it's kind of what I was hoping. I get the feedback. My initial reaction was I preferred the super like nothing going on of the old head. Now I'm starting to think like, okay, yeah, maybe this is a better thing for alignment. Clearly, if tour players want alignment, then us Joes should probably at least take their advice. Good. Yeah, keeping me on topic is a good idea. It's slightly smaller. The CC is actually smaller than the other ones. It's not just like the profile. Sure, it's deeper and such. It is physically slightly smaller. I mean, 15 cc's, to be honest, doesn't really matter, but it definitely, you will see it. It will look the way that someone who loves a bullet driver, that's going to be their jam. And then last but not least, to be honest, I am very unlikely to hit that today because it is the opposite of what I need. But if you are this person, I will test it with clients in the future. It's just I'm not that guy. And yeah, it's a good looking driver. I like the little red, racing red. It is pretty sharp. So I think I'm going to hit some with this first, bud. Do you want to dot this? Is that fine? Okay. I'm going to start with the 10K model. Honestly, mostly because to me, that's kind of the most interesting one. I didn't think Cobra was going to release a 10K. I wasn't aware until I saw the guys a few weeks ago and saw the new model. So that's kind of where I would like to start. Get some numbers with it. If it's really spinny, I'll probably say, okay, that's good. And then set it aside, go to the X, and then we'll move down the chain, ending with the LS. My suspicion is that this LS, even at 9 degree, I think I might have a hard time even keeping in the air because the spin is so low. Again, it's not a fault. It's just, again, this is unlikely to be the driver that fits me. The same way that when Titleist asks me what I want, I pick the 2 because the 3 sure is a little bit lower spin, but I don't really need it. So I might as well play something a little bit more forgiving. Okay, so I'm gonna ratchet this baby on. How are we doing on questions? Anything? Steven. You're right, Steven. You're absolutely right. Great comment. There's a lot. Listen, I'm gonna have to behave myself. I've never had my comments on the screen like this. You guys are really on one this morning. I love it. Okay, sweet. I'm not gonna take general questions right now, guys. It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's just I will get really distracted really fast. This is the wrong wrench. You do the other ones? Nice. Yeah. Sweet. And for unbiased reviews, I'm using a Titleist wrench. Will this work if I use a Titleist wrench? No, I'm joking. Okay, so I'm not gonna bore you. You can go on the website and look at their adapter system with the 33 settings. The reason people constantly ask me, have you hit that? Have you hit that? Have you hit that? It's because they want to know about the adapter, and I agree. It is cool. It is wild how many settings it has. I mean, it is crazy. How's that, bud? See that? I mean, there's 33, it's alpha numerical, as they call it. And it's honestly, my initial reaction, I looked at it, the guys took me through it, I went, yes, this seems smart. It is the only thing I'll say about it, and this is not being critical. Well, it's being reasonably critical. It might be overkill. I don't know if you need 33 settings. My guess is 20 would have been enough, but I do get it. The graphics of it, it's good, and it never hurts to have more choices. Like, what's the big deal? Just don't use them. So, for example, today we'll probably just call it the outer ring of the of the adapter system, which just means that I'm making the most changes to loft and face angle that it can do. And then there's a million settings in between, but for the sake of time and both our sanity, we will move efficiently and kind of focus on the main ones. I'll probably go standard, closed, open, and then once I'm fitting myself, I'll probably just test whatever I need. Let's just keep it open. We'll keep it open-ended. Let me just see what I need. So let me put on A1. And if you are a person who's in denial as to whether you need glasses and you are going to try to screw this in on a Saturday morning before your tea time, I would suggest doing it at home. Small font, it is. I mean, all adapters are small font, but so. Okay, I'm looking at this in the address position for the very first time with all of you. What do we think? What do we think? So here's what I think. The shape of it, the size, the amount that it's elongated and big, that part of it doesn't surprise me. It's not offensive, but it's like all 10K drivers. It's big and flat, because it has to be. What I'm pleasantly surprised with is that it doesn't look upright. That's the reason I frankly am doing it a disservice by even hitting the max D, because it is upright on purpose. If I hit that driver, you will watch me make some of the worst golf swings that have ever been televised, so it's not worth it. But I know that these guys have done this on purpose. In fact, I feel like I asked them about it. Flattening the lie angle makes it appealing to someone like me who hits a draw, and it would be, the only way I would still consider it is that it's not upright. Does that make sense? So if this was an upright max driver, I'd kind of go, yeah, I'd trade the forgiveness for a lie angle that isn't a nightmare for me. So these guys are no dummies. I'm guessing they already did that. So I don't know, should we hit some? I've been talking for 10 minutes. Let me hit 1/7er. Take a sip of water. Maybe I'll take one. Do you see anything that you want me to answer? If there's something you see, otherwise I'll just quickly look. Can I swing at mark speed? No, I refuse. I will swing at my speed, and there is no negotiating. Does the new adapter stop the grip from being offline when changing? So it will move? Oh, it does. I mean, that's, yeah, I was just going to say, well, I have some help today because I don't have the best memory. So yes, it does. Great question. Is that a big deal? Is it the end of the world? Honestly, it's pretty useful. I prefer that. There's a few companies that do it, and I think if you can have it not change the grip orientation, from my standpoint and from the customer standpoint, it is a significant engineering advantage, in my opinion. We're not talking about rocket science here, but it is important. Okay, anything else? Should be good. Allow me to re-loosen my bones. We'll hit some X's. Time, buddy? It's been 10 minutes? Okay, are we fine then? Okay. I'm getting the other drivers dotted up. Makes their third swing of the day live on YouTube. What an idiot. Okay, was not embarrassing. A little Healy. Just want to make sure I'm reasonably loose. If I can see, tell me if you guys can see the numbers okay. I'm going to work on this. Get out of the way, you idiot. But at the moment, in the interest of not making us 8 hours late, this is how we're going to show graphics and numbers. I know it's not perfect, but we can kind of look at them together. And if there is a question, you're like, what is that number, point what? I can just do it for you. In the future, it will come up properly on your screen. But honestly, if I was trying to make it work, you would still be sitting here twiddling your thumbs, and that is just not fair. Big Al. 2 likes, wow. Can't buy friendship like that in a store, Big Al. You just can't. Okay. Boy. I'm gonna ask Cobra for a bonus after this. That's my Cobra iron right there. All right, let's do it. Oh. So I'm gonna have to mess around with some tee heights. Oh, you know what mistake I just made? Showing this contraption on a live stream is such a mistake. The number of comments I'm gonna have during and after, do me a favor, everyone. I will tell you what this is. Please don't ask during the stream, for the love of God. It is a creation that one of my best friends made. It helps the tee not fly away and it comes back. Please don't ask on the stream. I was just gonna say I may mess around with tee height. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like I've got it a little low for this head. I don't know if it's just this head. Oh my God, has anyone literally hit a ball for the first time with a club live? Do you know I keep joking with you that this wasn't a great idea? I'm now just like coming to terms with how potentially stupid it is. No, it's going to be fine. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't heard the driver yet. And as you guys will be aware, I basically lease an echo chamber. So let me tell you, if it doesn't sound good, Big Al is awesome. If it doesn't sound good, you will know. And if it sounds good, you will know. Okay, but can I have a sip of that beer? This is brutal. I literally. No, I'm ready. I just, I want to do it justice. Okay. Ice cold beer. No, it looks good. It looks good. I have also never hit the new VeloCore 6X Plus. Wow, this guy thinks of everything. Have you hit the new stuff? No, yeah. I've hit the blue. The blue's good. Blue's good. I'm tinkering with black because I just feel like I've never given it a chance. First tee jitters. This is a lot worse than that. If I have first tee jitters, this is first tee toilet accident waiting to happen. Just kidding. I feel fine. Let's try it. I might hook this. I feel like my grip's a little strong. Let's try it. It's just low. It's not bad, right? I mean, listen. Let's just wrap it up. My friend and I are going to have some beers, and yeah, I think I need to tee it higher. And that's honestly, when I make my first swing of the day, it's always like a piss missile, as they refer to it around my condo complex. How well can you see those numbers? What do you think? Okay, visible? You guys tell me if you think the numbers thing is total shit, just tell me. I'll do my best to finagle this. I can zoom this lens in. I don't want to make you nauseous with movement. If this is okay, give us a thumbs up. This is the X model, Mr. Low to Pro. It is the, sorry, Max K. Yeah, boy, I am going to get reprimanded. Sorry, this is the 10K model. I'm just going to say 10K because you know I'm going to screw that up. And I screwed it up, and I'll probably screw it up again. Okay, good. So you guys can see it okay. Okay, perfect. So, I mean, listen, it would be difficult to be more real if I tried. You may not believe me, but that is the first driver swing I've made in probably 5 days, 6 days. I have not hit any drivers. I've just kind of been working on my swing. I've been picking up clubs and finding that the swing feels pretty good when I work on my swing, which is every single day, but I haven't been hitting drivers because I know that if I put the work in elsewhere, it will translate. So club head speed wise, honestly, if that was my first tee swing, people that know me, when I hit a good drive off the first tee, which is not all the time, that's a lot like what it does. It's a little low because I struck it a little low because I'm probably a little nervous and you tee it low. But I don't know, it's 1.45 efficiency, low launch, lower spin than I would have guessed. I don't know how it spun that low. 294 out to 316. There's a forced carry at my home club down the street that I need to get 285. And honestly, it needs to go a little, people that know me will have played with me at Cedarbrae. This is actually exactly what I need to do. Wow, sign me up. I should probably tee it higher. Number is that? But I'm pleasantly surprised. So that, not that you would fit someone with one swing, but what I would say is, put a hat on here. What I would say is, if it were me, and as you guys know, I have literally no patience. I'd like to get to the point. So if I was fitting myself, honestly, bud, and that was a dead center strike, and it said 3,100 spin, 12, who cares? Something spinny despite a good strike. I would go, cool. Honestly, that sounded really good. It felt really good. It looks about as good as any of the 10K drivers, let's say, or maybe the best. Some people say it's the best, but I don't say that, but it does. It looks great. It does look great. And it would be enough for me to say, I would not dismiss it, but why don't we move on to X, if you're good with that? I will tee the next one up higher, don't get me wrong. And I doubt that the Max K that I'm holding, I doubt it's the last time I hit it, because I'm not against it. Drew Cooper is the person that kind of put it in my head that for someone who swings fast, not that I swing as fast as him, but to hit more fairways, a very low lofted, very high MOI driver. He uses the QI 10 version, their 10K head. And having played with Drew, I think we played 36 holes or so when he was here. He drives it very well. He honestly hits the ball in play more than I think most people would believe. And at no point did I think he was lacking for distance. I mean, the first hole, I think he was like 60 yards by me. So it kind of put in my head. I'm like, this guy has done his research. Drew's been fast his whole life. I'm just, he's I'm new to the game, so to speak. I didn't used to hit the ball very far. So this is new for me. I wouldn't normally consider a driver like that because I'm thinking I'd like to hit it further. But I don't really need to hit it further. I need to hit the ball in the fairway, like that. Okay, higher tee. Anything else? Good, how's time? Keep hitting. Yeah, sorry. Am I not hitting enough balls? Where'd that ball go? Any comments that need answering? Are we good? Okay, zooming in on the iPad. Sweet. I think we're good. No, I wasn't making fun of the driver. I said, some people say it's the best looking driver, but I can't say something like that. Because that wouldn't be very unbiased, or it would be very biased. But it does look very smooth and traditional and modern. I think it's a good look. This head, which is the X head, the main difference is it's more open at address, A1. It's more open at address. It is more compact. It looks deeper. The tail end looks, see me okay over here? Tail end looks higher. Should I come over here? The tail end is higher. So like the main reason that the Max K would look even bigger is that they flattened this part out lower. So this is more like the speed back kind of thing that they've been doing since, how's this for a reference? What year was that? That's a long time ago, F9. Yeah. So they've kept it, which is good. It's not like they're, I know people think that these companies wholesale everything every year. They really don't. I mean, sometimes they do. If it's, frankly, if it's a shit idea, they probably do. But that's kind of the main difference. This is a good looking head. This is, does that focus look okay when I walk back over here? Okay. I think I'm in the frame. It reminds me of my GT2 that I've been using. It's close. Because the finish is different, it's hard to compare them. Satiny versus gloss. I like this satin. If I had my choice of finish on a driver, it would be satin. A satin finish GT2 would be my preference if it was a custom thing. That's not why I would pick a driver, but if you are a lover of, speaking of satin, see this? My friend has thought of everything today. He's quite a guy. And I do say that about him. So satiny Velocore Plus on this head is a good look. It's a good look. Okay, should we do this again? I'm guessing one, I'm going to make a little bit different swing. I need to hit up on it more than 1 degree. So it's not a reflection of the Max K being low launch or something. Just keep in mind, this is what happens when you actually hit balls when you're a real person and you have a real golf swing. There's variables. So I'm guessing I will launch it higher because I swing more up on it. I'm guessing we'll hopefully see I'd be happy with 10 launch 2300. If we are within a degree and 300 RPMs of that, it's like if I was on the golf course, I would call that like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Ooh. Okay. I just hooked the crap out of it. That's okay. I thought I hit like a low spin one at first, but I just sniped it, which is, to be honest, what I would usually do when I'm warming up. It's fast though. How close is that face? Okay, so the face is way too close to the path. Know that this is reversed, so I'm left-handed. This is a 1 degree inside out, not outside in. My face, oh good. Face to path being 2 degrees closed, it's too much. So if that says half a degree closed, you go back to the ball flight. I mean, it's hard to believe, but this is what Drew told me. I basically hit the ball 50 yards offline because I missed my face angle target by 1.5 degrees or less. So again, if I was making a 5-minute video, and I won't do that because it's too concise, that is the type of thing that would make me dismiss this. It is not the driver's fault. It just means that if I was wanting to play golf at a high performance level myself, which I don't intend to, but that's why Drew does it, because that shot's not worth it. I will catch one with this that's 180 and 3-4. Of course it's going to happen, but who cares if you're in the fairway, let's say 20 yards back. For me, it's not a trade-off that I need to make. So let me try to not close the face. To be honest, it felt good. Honestly, my grip has been a little strong. I'm still kind of fighting with it, but let's try. It's better. Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of thing that happens. Like sometimes when a driver makes you a little uncomfortable, the first couple swings you get a little loose. The strike was good. So that's just me overreacting to hooking it, but I mean, I hit 2 really offline drives that are 177. It's good. And then that time I missed my face angle by about 2. So I'm guessing, especially with a lower spin head, the punishing one for me is not that one. That's probably left tree line or left rough. That's not that bad of a drive. 27 yards left. It's not great, but the first one being 50 is OB. Like at my course, again, we're talking about the first drive I hit with the Max K, I'm probably hitting a gap wedge into the first green and probably not making worse than a par. The first drive I hit with this, again, this is not a fair test, but it's a little more real, let's be honest. That drive is actually in the driving range. You're re-teeing with probably legs shaking because you've just rinsed your round kind of thing. So that, I mean, that's kind of in a nutshell. What are you saying, Al? Yeah, oh yeah. But Al, listen, chicks dig the long ball. That's why they watch you. And for that body of yours, let's be honest, right? Oh yeah, good comment. What's my dynamic lie? Do you see that? 4 degrees up. Can you go back to the Max K? Very good comment by Seb. What a guy. He is a delicate genius, so I'm not surprised. Can you just go, no, even easier, bud, go back to the range. Go to this tiny left arrow here. You can't even see it, it's literally here. Apparently I can see it. Nope, out of there. Right below it. I know it's terrible, but it's right there. Nope, lower, yep. Click it, good. Choose that, nope, choose that. That's the drive with the, you know what I need is an interactive, it's like Wheel of Fortune when you're a kid. Okay, that's the Max K one. Okay, so 2 degrees of dynamic light. Am I, based on the literature, I feel like that's probably pretty accurate. So is the K more upright? Yes. I'm not going to do it because I just don't want to waste the stream because it's not for me. But if I hit the Max D model, I'm guessing that line angle says 10 or 11, which for some people is a dream because it helps them not slice it. For me, it is a living, breathing nightmare. Okay, do you want to move that and just... I would like to hit a good one with this and do it justice. I think we're getting some numbers. It's just, if you're like me and you actually fit people on a daily basis, you will know that an actual session testing looks absolutely nothing like what you see on YouTube. And I'm as guilty of it as anyone, but I'm trying to change and bear with me. Cobra drivers are one of the cheapest to buy. You know what, and it's surprising. I don't know why they're cheap in the used market. To be honest with you, they're better value at purchase because they're usually $100 less. The used market thing, I don't have an insight into that, but I don't see that as a reflection of them being not good. I don't know. There's probably an explanation for it, but I know what you mean. But yeah, it's a great driver. And if you picked an LTD X up right now and you're getting into golf, and you saw one for $200 US or $180 US, and you started in golf, you have something that is engineered to. This is obviously improved, but it's engineered to let's call it a pretty close level to the quality of this. So it's not like it's junk. But yeah, they are an extremely hot deal, which is part of the reason people like them. And it's like this driver right now, if I get some crazy numbers, and this thing costs $150 less, why would I not do that? Unless I have some sort of weird fetish for wasting money. Okay, I really would like to hit a good one. Wouldn't that be great? Do you believe in fate? Come on. Oh, it's not bad. Okay. I don't know if it would make someone believe in fate, but it's honestly, I think this is the one. Yeah. So those that know numbers, which you guys do, you're smart, will tell me that that's too high, but if you're being fair and not, if you're basically just not being lazy and not moving like this and going, okay, you hit it 7 millimeters low, it's like a groove low. Well, I hope it would spin at 2800 because if it isn't 2800 on a groove low, then what's it going to do in the middle? I'm guessing this is it. But should I hit LS? How much time? Oh, it's been 28. I better move my ass. Okay, couple LSs here. How are we doing? How much is the 10K in Canadian dollars? 6.9? We don't know. 750. $150 less than. I'm not picking on Titleist. They're the ones that released the driver most recently. Theirs is 900 Canadian. Cobra's 750. So as 60% of you are watching from the United States, just know that when you come up here and you go to the mall to exchange money and you give them your American money, they actually pull out a an old Monopoly board game, and then they give you their live exchange rate right on the spot because our dollar is so bad. 150. Honestly, if you did this, it's not going to pay, obviously, for me to get Aventus, but I just got a $150 discount on Aventus or a $150 discount on, I don't know, pick an aftermarket shop that's $300 instead. Or you take your $150 cash, you go on Craigslist, and you find some maniac to sell you an older Ventus in a no-frills parking lot, and you give him your $150 cash. Now you have a full aftermarket driver, and that is a business-ending recommendation, but it's just true. If you have the budget, this is $1,250. I'll build it for you. Like, it's cool. I'm not discouraging people, but there's ways around it. I kind of think that $150 is enough. I'll be totally honest. If it was $50 less, I think Cobra would have made a mistake because it's not to their advantage to be too close. Should I loft this up? Shit. We are on a schedule, so I'm not going to tinker with this one. I'm not, wow, that looks good. The LS obviously looks, if I had a dream about what a driver should look like, it's of the bunch, that's the one. It's just going to be really unforgiving, and because I'm not chasing low spin, I don't need low spin for my swing, it is going to be like dating someone extremely high maintenance just because they're super hot. It's like, great, but I still got to live with this person. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to do something that is not the most club testing savvy, but I have to hit up on this more than 2 degrees. I don't think it's going to stay in the air otherwise. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think I need to hit up on it more like 3. Let's try it. The problem with low spin drivers for me is the longer I hit them, the worse my swing gets, and I try not to make myself worse if I can avoid it. Fine. So again, that's a garbage drive. It is not at all the driver's fault. Look at how fast it is. It's ridiculous. It used to take me 45 minutes to an hour and probably 75 swings to get above 175. I'm not kidding. So let's be fair. Most of that's me because I've picked up a couple beach weights this winter, but like the driver's very fast. Nothing I'm going to say is negative towards the driver. At this speed, like kill me. This is 0.8 of a degree too close. And the dynamic loft is way too low for me. I would like to show you what I would have to do to make it work. I don't think the driver, I wouldn't butcher it on the settings because I like how it looks. But I think this is honestly, but this is how I'd fit myself. You're basically just here, and this is what I would have done. And I would have used much fouler language, but other than that, how are we doing? Shout boom, baby. No, Al, that's your thing. Nope. I'm not here to take your thing. I come to your channel to hear people shout boom, baby, or whatever it is that you yell sometimes. And that is why we like you. Yeah, the X does seem very balanced. I totally agree. Well, it's going to be the answer for me. I'd say that right now. And that's not a bad thing. Yeah, the ball speed. Will we be sad if we don't see a 180? Is that a fair question? I'll be sad. And you know what? I don't want to be sad. How long are these shafts? 45 and a half? Okay, so it's probably just over. It's fine. It's maybe a quarter inch longer than my driver, which if I'm being totally honest, it's 0.8 to 1 mile an hour club head speed. Who cares? Who cares? We got adapters to use. Okay, I'm going to try to hit a 180 on my less than 10th swing, and if I do so, my friend and I will be drinking a case of beer. I got to hit up on it more. I got to try to make it work a bit. Oh boy. Yeah. That's perfect. But you see what I mean though? So I did change my swing. Instructors will look at that and go, well, you didn't make your swing worse. I would say you might be right, but I'm not convinced that what I just did wasn't a manipulation. Did I hit a perfect shot in this very rare instance, and it does fit me perfectly, and the numbers are rather sexual? Yeah, I just don't think it's the right choice. So are you fine if I go back to the X and I'll change settings? How much time we got? Back to X move. Oh, I read your mind. Wow, what a team. Like I'm not going to play with loft today just because I don't need to. It's not that I'm not doing it. The loft I'm sure works great. I can do that in a future video, but the more compelling thing is that while I'm wrenching this in, people should guess, when we pick two drives, left and right, guess within, well, do your best to guess how many yards of difference. So they're saying 16, I'm guessing 25. Let's see. I don't need to hit one standard, right? Just all the way open? Okay. So let's go all the way open because that's, I probably wouldn't use that right now, but if I were to use a setting, it's that one. The one that will make me uncomfortable, and I'll really just show you what it does, is the other side, which is closed, A5. I mean, to be honest, yeah, the font is small. My dad is notorious for like not getting a prescription for his eyes, and he's squinting at everything. He would be on 10 degrees upright, 5 shut, and wonder what happened. Okay, yes, more tilt, absolutely. Okay, so fully open. I think this T, the higher T is better. I think we're having a beer after this. I've already succeeded. The question is, will I have 2 beers? Because if this part goes well, you might be getting an Uber. Okay, so full open. Let's just say the drive I just hit was 0 offline instead of 5. So from 0, I'm hoping I see a drive that just kind of pushes and doesn't come back. I don't know. There's a lot to this. It's not really how this works. You do need to use it dynamically in a fitting. I can't just say to someone, here you go, it's going to happen. I would see them hit a few balls on neutral, and then we'd tinker with it. The only issue is that, honestly, on neutral, right now, A5, but I'm left-handed. Yeah. Yeah, so in a nutshell, like I wouldn't, listen, if it doesn't separate by 16 yards, it's not the driver's fault. It's just you're dealing with a human being, and I live and breathe. Flat setting, yeah, they have all that. I would do the flat setting, yeah, 100%. It's just right now, logged that one out there. You guys are hilarious. Hilarious, what a community. The best in the world. Okay, yeah, as I said, don't spam Cobra by saying some idiot said that your sleeve doesn't work. If I don't produce these flights, obviously the sleeve is meant to do what it does, but they make these claims based on robot testing, and that's how it needs to be done. You can't just be taking someone's word for it. It sits, honestly, it doesn't look that different. It looks a little more open. It doesn't bug me. So this is why fitting is interesting. I all of a sudden hit a fade. Like my path changed by 2 degrees. I actually swung. Do you want to go to the club thing? It's kind of interesting. That's why this stuff is kind of fun. I hit down on it almost. I was level. Interesting. It's a really good drive. That's like Cameron Champ does that because he wants to hit fairways. He likes to squeeze it. It's a very high ball speed for a fade. I mean, honestly, if you had said hit a fade and I did that, I'd be out of here. We would be getting McDonald's on a private jet, and I would be ecstatic. It's good. Like that's what it should do. Is it should make me feel like, I guess that the face is open, which is why I swung this way. Anything I missed? Decent? Nope. I'm going to change the setting though. I can do that. Listen, we got things to do. Which one of us is supposed to keep us on topic, me or you? Give me a break. E1. Full, I'm going full closed. Yeah. Sorry, I keep asking you and I realize I have the chart. Okay, E1. So again, you guys can, I'm not even gonna say what's gonna happen. You can put it in the comments. You know what's gonna happen. It's gonna look a certain way to me to dress. I'm aware of what, come on. This is not the driver's fault. I'm a bit of an idiot. You guys can see what just occurred with the fade setting. If you were a betting man, which I seem to be recently, then I would guess that this will make me think I need to hit more of a draw. And in doing so, we'll see. Maybe I'll hit more of a draw. Hey, you can name your kids Matt. I feel like Matt's like an old man name. Have you seen this stuff recently? Like our generation, my name is considered, if you tell someone that your name is Matthew, they're like, how old are you? Your name's not Huckleberry Finn. It's really interesting. But yeah, you can name your kids Matt, sure. Okay. Ah, man. If I were playing the driver on the course, I would picture the hole that I had just described to you, which maybe I'll post a flyover of later. I should have showed you, but it would make me think of starting the ball there, finishing the ball there. That's what I would do. That's what I would intend to do. And now we find out if I will do. Sounds good, though, eh? Have you heard it in such an echo chamber? Have you heard any driver? You've never been here. What am I saying? Of course he hasn't. 2 out of 2 people think these drivers sound pretty good. All right, I'm going to try this. We are literally running out of time. And people have to go back to work, not me, because I took the day off. Okay, bud, beers, shall we? It's good, like that's what it should do. Like that's not the swing I would make. Why don't you go to the numbers and show them? So what I did without thinking too much is that I swung more, oh, never mind. The path is more inside out, take my word for it. 1 degree outside in on the fade shot, 3.9 degree inside out on the draw shot. That's me doing that. Obviously the driver didn't change my path, but like I think that's what an adapter, you should think of it that way, because that's kind of how I think of it. Someone says I slice it, should I put it upright? It's like, sure, but we have to see what happens kind of thing. So what have I missed? What else do you want to do? Why don't I take, how are we for time? Are we over? 40 minutes? Do you want to keep it under 45 or just want to stop? Let's just stop. Let's just stop. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your time here in the studio. Yeah, actually it was pretty fun. Pretty fun. We've been drinking beer. It is not unrelated, but we had a good time. When you opened up the face, did what comes naturally. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's why fitting is not only about numbers. You have to understand what people are doing in real time. And for me, it's easy to do that because I can think my thoughts as a player, but I can tell you what I would see from the numbers, and then we have a little bit of fun and make fun of people, and we got ourselves a live show. Okay, we're going to turn this off. I will probably make a couple clips of this to make it more digestible, but to be honest, I want this to be the way it is. I don't want to edit this and repost it. Why don't we just see what happens? Obviously, the drivers are good. Not a shock to you. I will test them further. Yeah. Thanks for watching. You have to press it twice.